but you have to, let me see. If you do everything except for that down, you'll end up okay. So you still have to do this slur and then this slur. Like one big. So let's try here. Down, 1, 2, ready, and. Ready, and go. Let's try here. 1, 2, see. It's going to be an uppo with the way that you're playing it. 1, 2, ready, and. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Long bow. So let's do this as an uppo all the way. Wait, how do we? Hold on. Yeah, that'll be. Do we have a pencil?
I can go get one on my car.
I got one in my house too. Oh! I'm a genius.
Perfect.
Okay.
There we go.
So this is going to be an uppo, and then this is going to be an uppo, and this is still an uppo.
Wait, what was I playing wrong to make it so I had to make this an uppo?
You didn't retake it. So this is a down bow because you're supposed to take your bow up and start over. But you're not used to it, and I don't want to change it if you want to do this tomorrow. So I just want you to get this part. So let's start here with the uppo. 1 and ready, and. Ready, and. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Get ready. Uppo, still uppo, still uppo. Uh-oh. Let's do this all as one big uppo. Your whole bow, you have to get all the way for a frog. Ready, and go. 1 and hold it, 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and. I know, right? I didn't write it. Don't blame me. Let's do it again. C sharp. All the way from the tip. 1 and C sharp, uppo, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Yeah. So that's the thing I do. Literally, I count in my head with numbers like I'm talking to myself.
You're missing Tina.
Oh, it makes it more resonant. So every little thing that prevents this from bouncing the sound around, like stuff that's stuck on it, makes it bounce the sound less. So I can play like really fancy and have it really be loud.
Oh, wow.
So you just use the touch?
Yeah. And that's what advanced players do. And when you get a full size, you'll do it too. Okay. Now your turn without me. I gotta check the time because I have a little 4-year-old.
All right,
That's awesome. Good. Figured it out. So this time, oh gosh, yeah, because your bowing isn't consistent, it means that you don't know what to expect. But no matter what you do, that should be one big bow to get you ready, either one end of the bow or the other bow. Since we're doing this sort of last minute, I can't tell you to go home for a week and get used to it. So whatever you do, just make sure that this is slurred. So either or. And make sure you're all the way at one end of the bow, so when you go, you have enough space. And this is an F sharp. So every time it's that high 2, even though, because it carries over from this F sharp. So there's just all F sharps.
I messed them up
So
then.
they're all F sharps.
Ouch.
Yeah, in a measure, if there's an accidental at the beginning,
Right.
unless they correct it, it's the same accidental the whole way through the measure.
Shit.
Yeah.
I messed him up because I had him. I was playing it on the piano, going from F sharp to F natural, and then.
I mean, it messes with you because it's not very clear. There was another place I was wondering about it.
Yeah, they both are like that.
They're all F sharps. They're all F sharps. This one is, I think it's an editorial problem because I truly don't think this is in an era where it would have a random F natural. So I would call all of them F sharps.
Wow.
So it's just a high 2, no big weird changes, right?
Yeah, I messed
Okay.
them up.
So one more time, I'm gonna play with you just because it's a luxury. Let's do it. Ready? 1 and 2. Have attitude. That's a forte. Ready? And go. And. Okay, what else do we got here? So it's the rhythms. And you want to remember how we were talking about tempo? So if you sit back, even in a fast tempo, it sounds you're in control. What you're doing is you're going a little bit faster every note, and it sounds like you're nervous. So if you can do that metronome bit inside of you, like one and two and da, 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 it'll sound more advanced, even if it feels like you're not pushing, if that makes sense. So try it at the beginning, and just feel like I'm a fancy violinist. This is super easy. It's not fast for me at all, like that. Did you feel how much more like chill that feels? Okay, so my impression of this piece, I think it's an evil villain. Like, this is not
Here
like,
comes.
I am a little
Right.
fool. It's not like that. It's like,
Here he comes.
and then when you get to this part,
Run.
so those accents are big, and the chill sort of creepiness is a big deal.
Yeah.
How do you make it chill and creepy?
Make it creepy.
Piano is there for a reason. Woo! All right. Malik, I don't know what you just did in your brain, but that sounds way better. What did you do? Can you articulate that?
I just played
More
these notes louder.
violent accents.
Okay.
So our bodies are completely in control of all these subtle things when we're talking about moods. So if you're smart enough, she's an amazing violinist. If you're
Oh, wow.
smart enough to know what you're doing with your body, to sometimes you gotta not do it on Zoom.
Right.
If you're smart enough to go, okay, so I'm trying to be creepy and like kind of intimidating, and that translates to my body having a little bit more in the accent,
Right.
then you'll remember. So we have to have the feeling, like the emotion, but we also have to know how that emotion comes out, right? So that's a very complex thing that the most advanced violinists are always trying to figure out, like, how do I make this sound like this exact character at this moment, and what does that mean about my vibrato and my body? Am I leaning forward? Am I leaning back? Am I rushing a little bit? Am I dragging a little bit? So here, we're sitting right in the tempo. Those two eighth notes, you're always rushing. So think about not rushing these two in particular. So slow down, slow down. It's gonna feel like a slow down because you're used to rushing. So try that and see how creepily you can do that a second time.
Slow down.
Yes. Now, this was all piano. That's a fine solo piano. But here you gotta bring it. So that was a nice creepy piano, like I'm playing a solo, but now you gotta be like. Scare the neighbors.
Right.
What are the chin rests?
It's because I'm not comfortable with this chin rest here, so I got a custom one so that I can have it back so that I'm not crooked like we were talking about. And we can talk about that with you. I think this is actually a lot more
Better for
ergonomic for people,
Yeah.
but we'll just talk about it. Okay, so here you got to get your arm into it. You got to have weight. You got to have the muscle builder sort of get right here, and then be like so. Bam, bam, forte. Yes. So that's in your brain. That's in your robot. You just turned into the robot there. Do it again. Think. Oh, you didn't think. You turned into a robot. One. Good. over. It's fine. I don't have to count.
No, you gotta count, bro. Count
So
it
this
out.
is like robot central right here. You have it learned in a certain way, and your way is like, okay, but this is the way. So the long note and that long bow.
No,
Well, I don't know
no.
about you, but he sounds like a whole other thing right now.
Yeah,
You just thought
a lot
through
better.
that. Do you remember the other piece? Do you feel confident in the other piece? You might even have it memorized. Do you want to try it?
Yeah, Miss Phyllis said it might be better for me to switch to the piece that I played last time, which was Amazing Grace. And also I wanted to ask, because our Amazing Grace is marked up, so can you like send a picture of the Amazing Grace to
If you give me about 5 seconds, I could probably find a copy.
Oh,
if that's
wow.
okay.
Yeah,
Is that okay?
yeah,
I'll just read this. I'll be right back. You played on Amazing Grace, though.